welcome back to Pendragon's Twisted Metals. Tonight, we are going to be working on some of these. I've got a few, like there's this, there's that one, then I got like a long one here. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be gluing and hopefully getting the holes in so that we can start cutting next week. So let's get started. Okay, so first we are going to be cutting out as closely as we dare to go this piece. Now we find the right edge. Now I like letting this sit for a few hours to a day so that it can be nice and secure. Unfortunately, we don't have that time, so we are going to just let this sit until I can't shift it, and then we'll start drilling the holes here. Alright, so now that I can push on this without it moving. Again, when you go to put it on, make sure that you make all of the glue just ooze out the sides and clean it up. That'll help it dry faster. But like I said, as long as it doesn't move, we're good. So, I of course forgot my tapping stuff, so we're going to be using this, unfortunately, to make kind of like pilot holes, but they aren't holes, just little dents to help the drill go into the metal without just jumping everywhere. So we're just going to make a few of these. Alright, so now that we have the holes, quote unquote, the little divots in, as you can see, we have in every single area. Now, for the bigger pieces, I put a couple holes, just because sometimes when you're sawing, you want an out, and that's a very good out and in to be able to like reset if you're having a hard time. So if it's a bigger like area, you want a couple holes to be able to just aim for and be able to get your blade out easily and be able to reset it and put it back in where you ended. So that's why we have a couple holes in the big ones, and then we have like one little hole in all these little ones. Those we're probably just gonna open up and then go in with a file just because they're so small here. But I have a piece of wood down so that we're not damaging the table. I know, that's a novel thing for me. So we're going to start drilling holes. Now, I honestly don't know if anyone else does this, but I just thought of it. Especially when you're drilling into an area, into like a void. So like if I was drilling here and there's space underneath, whenever I'd get through, I'd be pushing, of course, and then I would scratch up the piece. It would get all dinged up, and I would have to do a lot of just sanding and filing to get the scratch marks out. So I thought of putting this little polishing cloth thing. It's like a wool just mass, basically. I've gotten it down to the point where it's, I mean, it probably could still be used for like little pieces, but my idea was have this here so that all of this doesn't scratch up my piece when I finally get through and it catches it. Like I said, I don't know if anyone else does this, but it's a pretty cool idea. So let's get started. Now, of course, as you're drilling, this piece is getting very, very hot. So if you need to stop to let it cool down, that's fine. But just keep that in mind. Like, these edges were getting fairly hot, and it was kind of hard to hold it down. So if you need to take a break, then take a break. All right, well, we are done with putting in the holes, and unfortunately that's all that I have time for today. I'm sorry this is a bit of a shorter episode, but I've got some things that have been keeping my attention lately. So there's going to be some hopefully there's going to be some announcements further on, but like right now it is 10:18, so I've got 45 minutes ish, about an hour to edit. So unfortunately that's gonna be done for this day. I thank everyone that is supporting me and subscribed. We have over 100 subscribers so far, and I definitely can't wait to see if we can make that into the 200s, because that's going to be really cool. I think if we make it to 200, I might edit it. I might hire an editor. So that's on you guys. So right now I'm doing my own editing. I'm doing my own shooting. So if you guys share and do all that type of stuff and get us up to 200 subscribers, I will hire an editor. And if you're an editor, hi. Yeah, so there might be a position open. In any case, I hope that you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button. And if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified whenever I put out a video. I try to do 3 videos a week. I am slacking, as we know. It is Sunday. But I've got the 2 live episodes, which are the Knitting with Metal. That's the chainmail and that type of stuff. And then we have this episode, which is the Sunday episode, and that is the mainly jewelry, silverwork, copperwork, mostly jewelry stuff. The Knitting with Metal goes into jewelry a little bit. We do a little bit of a crossover type thing. But in any case, I hope that you all enjoyed, and have a wonderful evening. Being a weak fist. Alright. Okay.